Hello everybody, this is Green Spirit back today with another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about methodology and timing in elemental spells. This is something that is very close to me as I consider myself a pretty elemental witch. It's something I use very regularly. Oh my goodness, as soon as I start this video, my cat is scratching on her scratching post. Sorry about that. Anyways, it's something that I use very much every day and it's very important to me. I think that the reason that I really like working with the elements and that I tend to be very grounded is because I am a Taurus. I am a Taurus right in the middle of that Taurus sign. So it just makes me very earthy and grounded. So the first element that I wanted to talk to you about today is the element of earth. The element of earth is the most grounding and stable as well as the most slow working of the elements to employ for spell work. Some methods that you can use to employ the earth element would be to bury something, to write on a piece of paper, or charge an item with your intent and place a large rock on it or several rocks. Um, Another thing that you can do is you can go on a extended walk or even at least a 10 to 15-minute walk. You want to make sure that you're going on a walk that is on a um, like a dirt road. The reason for that is that as you are walking, you will need to be visualizing your intent and keep it very firm in your mind. Then you will feel that intent kind of overtaking your body. You'll need to push that intent through your feet, and then as you're taking each step and your feet hit the gravel and you're hearing that crunch, you're essentially impregnating the earth with your intent. So those are three options to use for the element of earth. The next element I want to talk to you about is the element of air. Air has to do with visualization and intellect. It is what I would consider a medium speed spell. Of course, it would also depend on what kind of air you are employing. Obviously, if you are outside on a very windy day and you are using a strong gale, it's going to be a lot quicker to manifest than if you are using like a soft, gentle breeze. Employment of an air spell would be something like tying a ribbon to a tree with your intent. You can also drop something from a high place because as you drop the item, it touches the air uh, as it falls. Something else you can do is you can use a kite. You can again write as a spell or a sigil and on directly onto the kite, or you can tape it on and then take it for a flight. You can use paper airplanes. Again, similar to the kite, you just write on that paper airplane and then soar that through the air. Um, Kite, I feel like the element of air is very fun. Um, Another thing that you can do is if you cannot, for whatever reason, go outside, you can use something that I call sacred breath. And essentially what it is you can take an item, or you don't need an item if you don't have one or don't want to use one. But essentially you just visualize your intent and goal, close your eyes, feel it vibrate in your body and kind of build up in your heart chakra. And then once your body is, you kind of feel it vibrating, you exhale a very strong breath, and then that releases the spell. Another way to use the air element would be to use a fan. You can fan air onto an item that you've charged with your intent. You can also obviously use like incense smoke. So that's for the element of air. The next element that I want to talk to you about is the element of fire. Fire is very abrupt and has to do with change and transformation. It can be very harsh. Um, with the element of fire, you do want to be a little bit careful because sometimes uh, working with this element, because it can be so harsh and fierce, you might not be prepared for such a drastic change so quickly. So you want to make sure that if you are working with the element of fire, that you are sure that you can handle how drastic um, this element works, how quickly it works. It's very fast. It's the fastest one of all the elements. Things you can do to employ the element of fire would be obviously to burn something. You can do candle magic. You can smolder or fume. Uh, so those are a couple of different ways to use the element of fire. Something else you can do is you can go ahead and, again, you can take a piece of paper with your spell or sigil or an item, stick it outside at high noon, and use the solar power to release your spell as your item essentially heats up. This works better on a very warm day, but if you're like in the middle of winter, then it's okay. You just want to make sure you stick it in a sunny spot at high noon, and then let it sit there for at least an hour. And then the next element would be the element of water. Water is very feminine and fluid, and fluid as in very like water tends to bend and find ways, like a river finds, ways around the stones. It's also very emotional element. And this is not to be taken as a bad thing. I'm not saying, oh, feminine and emotional together, women are emotional. It's not meant to be seen that way. Meant to be seen as a very positive thing. Methods of employment for the element of water would be submerging something, washing away something. You can take a bath with a bath of intent. This is something I do quite regularly. As I get in to like the shower, I'll say something like element of water, feminine and fluid. As you wash my body, please also cleanse my mind and spirit of any negativity and impurities. So mote it be. Uh, that's a way to incorporate magic in your everyday life. Um, this element, again, I consider this very much like air, where I feel like it's a very medium type of speed, so that something comes into fruition. The element of water, again, like air, it will depend on the type of water that you are using. Again, if you're using a waterfall or a raging river, it's going to be a lot quicker to employ your spell or to release your spell than if you're using like a gentle, like placid lake or something. Things you can do again to employ the element of water would be to float something into the body of water. You can, like the kite, you can do a paper boat. Again, you write your spell or sigil, or even place like herbs or something, and you can send it down, obviously like a river, or you can send it down a lake. You can submerge something, you can dilute something. So you have a couple of different methods. If you don't have like a piece of paper and you don't have that, you can also just grab a stone off the ground and charge it with your intent and plunk it into the water. So you have a couple of methods available to you to use the element of water. Also, and this employs both fire and water magic, but what you can do is go ahead and again charge an item or a piece of paper, stick it in some water in like a Tupperware, freeze it, and then once it has frozen, dislodge it from the Tupperware container. Place the frozen block outside on a sunny day or in direct sunlight, and go ahead and let that melt. And as the water melts, it releases your spell. So I hope that you have enjoyed this quick video on ways to use the elements and the speeds and timing of the elements and the spells. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you really like this video, please subscribe for future videos from me. I want to let you know, I apologize that I've been off of YouTube. I've been out of town, but I'm glad to be back here with you today. So I plan to catch up on the YouTube Pagan Challenge either today or tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but I'm hoping to catch up soon. So thank you for watching. You have a wonderful day and blessed be.